The Morning Majlis, talking the stories that are shaping headlines. This is Pulse 95.
Guess who's back in the headlines, or on the headlines? It is the good old World Health Organization. They're back again, now this time ringing the alarm bells, once again over COVID, but also over the conflict at the moment. They've said the mass displacement of people, and rightly so, mass displacement of people in Ukraine will increase COVID transmission, warning that large number of people are at risk of severe diseases. Oxygen supplies are critically low. Infectious diseases ruthlessly exploit the conditions created by war. That's according to Dr. Bruce Elward, a senior advisor at the World Health Organization, who made that statement during a press briefing in Geneva, warning that refugees are particularly vulnerable to severe disease and death in wartime. At least 3 major oxygen plants are now closed in Ukraine due to the conflict. And the WHO Director General Tedros also said that medical supplies delivered to Kiev before Ukraine invaded the nations are currently inaccessible.
That's right, and he called on for a safe humanitarian corridor to deliver critically needed medical supplies to Ukraine. There's also a shortage of cancer medicine and insulin, according to what the WHO has stated. And the WHO director added that the mass displacement of people will actually increase COVID transmission, also putting increased pressure on healthcare systems in neighboring countries as well. Now, Tedros did say at the press conference as well that prior to the conflict, Ukraine experienced a recent surge of cases of COVID-19, and low rates of testing since the start of the conflict mean there is likely to be significant undetected transmission coupled with low vaccination coverage, and this will definitely increase the risk of large numbers of people developing severe disease. And he also said that health facilities, they have come under attack during the war, without naming, of course, the Russia. But when asked to name Russia as the aggressor, WHO's head of emergencies programs, Dr. Mike Ryan, said the Global Health Agency does not want to get involved in politics. He did, however, ask Moscow to reconsider its stance.
That's right. And overall, COVID cases have been on the decline in every region around the world, which includes Europe as well. For instance, over the last week, they went down 24% from the previous week in terms of new COVID-19 infections. But still, we're looking at a country whose healthcare system is obviously going to be stretched thin due to the conflict being a big part of what's happening at the moment. So people getting the care they need for COVID is also going to be a major challenge. And the worry the World Health Organization is expressing is it may not be able to keep up with the rising cases moving forward.
That's very true, and it's very alarming at the moment in terms of the situation that's been ongoing. And here in the United Arab Emirates, we also, we've actually probably stopped looking at the cases nowadays.
Right, yeah,
stopped
definitely.
noticing it as well completely. And looking at the stats so far, the latest one that emerged on yesterday, we said there were 519 new COVID-19 cases, 1,613 new recoveries, and 0 deaths. So nowadays, after the Omicron variant and the threat has subsided, we're not too bothered about what's going on. And, eased restrictions now in the United Arab Emirates, full capacity at public venues and even in cinemas, for example. Life is going back to normal here in the UAE. But then now with this warning, the COVID-19, the World Health Organization that has rung the alarm bells over the situation in the conflict, just goes to show that it's not over yet. Yes, it's not in the headlines, but it's not over. So that is the situation that we're facing at the moment. Well, stay with us here on the Morning Majlis. We'll let you enjoy the musical entertainment on offer. We'll be back again right after the business headlines as well, continuing the discussions here on the Morning Majlis. And up next, we bring you the world of travel and bring you up to speed with what you need to know about countries opening their borders up. You're listening to the Morning Majlis only on Pulse 95.
If you liked this episode of The Morning Majlis, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.
Pulse.